Israel, the world's only Jewish state, and Palestine, home to Arab populations in the West Bank and Gaza, have been locked in a bitter conflict for decades. To truly understand the depth of this struggle, we must journey far back in time, over 4,000 years ago, to the dawn of recorded history in the ancient Middle East. This is where the roots of the conflict first took hold, in a land shaped by shifting sands and enduring faith. In these lands, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, revered as the Jewish patriarchs, traveled as nomads and eventually settled in Canaan, a region that today encompasses modern Israel and Palestine. Their stories, passed down through generations, laid the foundation for a people and a faith that would endure for millennia. By around 1000 BC, King David, a legendary figure in Jewish history, established Jerusalem as the capital of his kingdom. This city would become the spiritual and political heart of the Jewish people, a symbol of unity and hope. David's son, Solomon, continued his father's legacy by constructing the First Temple, a magnificent sanctuary that became the center of Jewish worship and identity, drawing pilgrims from across the ancient world. Yet, after centuries marked by invasions and upheaval, the Romans conquered the land. Seeking to erase Jewish connections, they renamed it Palestine, a calculated move to break the ancient bond between the Jewish people and their homeland, a decision whose echoes still shape the region today. Then came the Arab conquest in the 7th century. Islam spread. Jerusalem became sacred to Jews, Christians, and Muslims. Crusades followed. Then, for centuries, the Ottoman Empire ruled the land, unofficially called Palestine. In the early 1900s, a significant movement began to take shape among European Jews. Facing relentless persecution, discrimination, and violence in countries like Russia and Poland, many Jewish families made the difficult decision to leave their homes behind. They began returning to their ancestral homeland in the Middle East, a journey inspired and fueled by the growing ideology of Zionism. Zionism was more than just a political movement. It was a powerful dream, a hope for a safe and secure Jewish homeland where they could finally live free from fear and oppression. After the devastation of World War I, the British Empire took control of Palestine, marking a new era in the region's history. The British issued the Balfour Declaration, which promised support for the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. This promise gave many Jews hope, but it also created uncertainty and anxiety among the Arab population already living there. As more Jewish immigrants arrived, tensions between Jewish and Arab communities began to rise, sometimes erupting into violence and protests throughout the 1920s and 1930s. The situation became even more dire with the rise of Nazi Germany. The Holocaust, one of history's darkest chapters, saw the systematic murder of 6 million Jews across Europe. After World War II, countless survivors of the Holocaust were left without homes or families. Many sought refuge in Palestine, hoping to rebuild their lives. This massive influx of Jewish refugees intensified fears among the Arab population, who worried about losing their land and way of life. The stage was set for a conflict that would shape the region for decades to come. In the year 1947, after years of escalating tensions and violence in the region, the United Nations stepped in and proposed a partition plan for Palestine. This plan aimed to create 2 separate states, one for the Jewish people and one for the Arab population, in hopes of resolving the ongoing conflict. The Jewish leadership accepted the proposal, seeing it as a historic opportunity to finally establish a homeland after centuries of persecution and longing. Across Jewish communities, there was a sense of hope and celebration, as the dream of statehood seemed within reach. However, the Arab leaders rejected the plan, viewing it as unjust and a violation of their rights to the land. Tensions escalated further, and in May 1948, David Ben-Gurion declared the independence of the State of Israel, marking a turning point in the region's history. Almost immediately, war broke out between the new state and its Arab neighbors. In the chaos and violence that followed, around 750,000 Palestinians were forced to flee their homes, becoming refugees in what they call al-Nakba, the catastrophe, a tragedy that still shapes lives today. Wars followed: 1967, 1973, intifadas. Peace was attempted, like the Oslo Accords. But trust, broken. In Gaza, Hamas rose, blockades, bombings. In 2018, the United States moved its embassy to Jerusalem, sparking more outrage. Today, peace seems distant. 2 peoples, 1 land, a conflict with ancient roots, and a future still uncertain. Follow for more history in minutes.